巴尼亚共和国，简称阿尔巴尼亚，是一个位于欧洲东南部巴尔干半岛西南部的国家。因国旗上会有一只黑色的双头雄鹰，故阿尔巴尼亚有山鹰之国的称号。作为海上丝绸之路通往欧洲的门户地带，阿尔巴尼亚的地缘位置较为重要。一带一路倡议的提出是借用古丝绸之路的历史符号，秉承和平合作、开放包容、互学互鉴、互利共赢的丝路精神提出的一个倡议。如今，一带一路倡议被认为赋予了中国经济寻找新增长动力的使命，同时也为世界各国加强与中国的合作提供了契机。阿尔巴尼亚副外长兼国家协调员阿尔吉普利曾说过，阿尔巴尼亚曾是丝绸之路的一部分，无论是对中国、中东欧还是南欧来说，我认为该倡议对经贸合作具有重要意义。正是这样的高度认同与互信，中阿合作正稳步向前迈进。今天就让我们走进阿尔巴尼亚，在阿尔巴尼亚驻华大使塞利姆·贝洛尔塔亚的讲述中，了解中阿两国的关系发展，畅想在“一带一路”倡议引导下的两国未来。阿尔巴尼亚作为古代海上丝绸之路通往欧洲的门户，对于中国更多的是通过沿途国家的口口相传或中国出口的商品来获得一些认知。相对于古丝绸之路距离遥远，关系微妙，2013年习近平总书记提出的一带一路倡议，真正成为推动中阿两国合作发展的新机遇、新桥梁。其实，在一带一路的框架下，中国中东欧合作机制早已先行发挥作用。2012年4月，首次中国中东欧国家领导人会晤在华沙举行。时任国务院总理温家宝宣布了中国关于促进与中东欧国家友好合作的12项举措，并就推进中国与中东欧国家关系提出4条原则建议。坚实的基础、高度的互信、一致的意愿，推动着两国全面战略伙伴关系的更大发展。
Talking on Silk Road as a geographical concept, as a geographical path going through various countries, it's maybe not much to be said in connection of China with Albania, because it's a big distance and it's a totally different environment of doing business and exchanging and trading. And considering the means of transportation of that time, it's not so much. You cannot imagine camels caravan going to Albania, for example. But considering that trade routes and economic cooperation, it's a rather very complex concept and very inclusive concept. Of course, that Albania has also the impact of this previous ancient Silk Road economic area and economic route. How? Through different ways of contacts. For example, we were trading in our Illyric times with our neighbors, with Roman territory, for example, Venice, and other centers of South European area. And those countries were countries of Marco Polo, countries of traders with Far East. So indirectly, Albania, in a way, was in contact, like every other country in the region in Europe, with Chinese commodities, and through them with Chinese culture and Chinese environment in general. First, this reflects the good awareness of China first and of everybody about the complexity of relations that Silk Road inspires. And China seems to have understood that very well and took that idea of ancient Silk Road and transformed it in a very complex, networking, inclusive belt of economic cooperation and beneficiary tool for every country involved in it. In that context, Albania is also benefiting from this great vision launched by President Xi Jinping 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago, 2013 as a matter of fact. And it seems that this concept is working and growing every day, and the awareness on it is also growing and improving. We are happy, glad, and happy and proud to be part of this new Silk Road idea and of this One Belt, One Road big visionary project. In May this last year, we had here in Beijing the big international Belt and Road Forum, and Albania declared formally and signed also formally the memorandum of actively participating in this great initiative. So generally speaking, it's a big visionary project, very inclusive and based on some very good principles of equality, inclusiveness and mutual benefit. And this is something very good. The word order needed and needs. And a great contribution of China, but it's also a mutual contribution. It could be implemented only through a great, large awareness of everybody and a large contribution of everybody included in this concept. So we could never see it as a project of a single country.
多样的矿产资源、丰富的旅游资源、优良的港口资源，都成为阿尔巴尼亚在“一带一路”倡议合作中的重要名片。作为阿尔巴尼亚的第2大投资伙伴和名列前3的贸易伙伴，中国的投资涵盖了阿国最重要的发展领域，如蒂拉纳国际机场建设、能源和矿产开发以及电信领域。目前，中国已有超过95家中小企业入驻阿尔巴尼亚。政策方面，阿方对于投资者也给予了一定的优待。阿尔巴尼亚总理艾迪拉马2014年就曾对吸引外资方面的问题公布了政府的相关政策，只要海外投资者解决一定数量阿尔巴尼亚人的就业岗位，就将获得当地政府的相关优惠政策。
Maybe the biggest challenge of such big projects, including a project, is exactly this: how to turn them from a great idea and vision into working and beneficiary projects. And I think every country is working hard in that direction, Albania including. We are now cooperating with China, as a matter of fact, in 3 main lanes. The first one is the traditional bilateral cooperation, China-Albania, which enjoys a very good basis of the past. In the 16th and 17th, we were very close friends, mainly politically, ideologically, but also pragmatically, because we reciprocally benefited in that time from each other. And based on that very good tradition of friendship and economic cooperation, we reassumed that in the 90s, after the democratic change in our countries, and the trade, investment and economic cooperation and cultural cooperation among 2 countries is growing very fast. Today, China is the second investment partner for Albania and also second to third trade partner. And of course, we are very interested to look at new projects. Some projects have already been implemented, and we have more than 95 Chinese small and medium firms working in Albania. And we have also the presence of bigger and some big Chinese companies working in some very strategic sectors like air transportation and oil exploring and exploiting industry. And China Everbright, based on Hong Kong, working with managing the only international airport in Albania, Tirana's airport. So the future seems very, very encouraging based on those 2 lines I explained, but there is one more line, which is 16+1 initiative. I mentioned 3, bilateral, 16+1, connecting China with 16 countries of Central and South Eastern Europe, and Belt and Road, which is the frame platform of cooperating, including everybody. So the platforms are there. The challenge is how to turn them into working projects, and some good examples are now working.
文化交流是中阿友好交往的基石。作为最早与新中国建交的国家之一，阿尔巴尼亚与中国传统友谊深厚。1954年，中阿签署第一个政府间文化合作协定，在两国文化部共同努力下，双方定期互派演出和展览。2012年至2015年，中国文化部先后邀请中东欧国际音乐节总监、博物馆馆长等访华，阿尔巴尼亚方面均积极参与。阿方文化部一直非常重视对青少年的文化教育，希望中阿之间的珍贵技艺长久保留并传给后代。2015年4月，中阿签署经典图书互译项目合作协议，约定5年内互译出版50部优秀作品。阿方希望未来可以形成图书出版互译的专业网络，以促进两国人民的相互了解，进而发现更多有利于双方发展的领域。
Every sector is open in Albania for cooperation. We are a liberal economy, open economy, market-based economy since the 90s. And we are also undertaking deep reforms time to time to improve that business environment and make this openness working reality for foreign companies. So every Chinese company, whatever sector, is welcomed in our country and welcome to cooperate either with the public sector or with private sector in Albania, which is also a very fast-growing part of our economy. We can very well cooperate still in trade, manufacturing. Tourism is a very open and flourishing sector in our country because of the geographical position and some natural assets that are rare even for Europe. We can both parts enjoy and benefit from cooperation in such sectors. But it's not just about economy. We can benefit from almost all sectors of the human life. Because the world is becoming smaller and it's beneficial and good for everybody to be in touch and look in dynamics the opportunities for cooperation. I think this is a very important area and a starting point for other economic or industrial or technical cooperation. It's education and exchange of information. We see a gap in that, even in relations with between your old friends like China and Albania, because this stopped many years ago, decades ago, and I see that the young generation doesn't know here in China, doesn't know much about Albania and in fact about our region. They know very, very little. And it's our duty to tell them, my generation especially has this duty to transmit all these feelings, all these interests, all these opportunities, all this potential which exists in the cooperation between two countries and two regions. Culture is very important because this is the first incentive or motivation to push people to go in more close contacts, be them industrial, economic, trade relations. So knowing more about each other, knowing more about the tradition, about the culture, about every aspect of human lives of each other, helps a lot also to implement our ideas of deeper cooperation in economic and more pragmatic areas. And we have so much to tell to each other because both China and Albania are ancient people, autochthonous people, with a very long tradition and history in their places, and we have to tell that to each other, and certainly we will find many areas of common interest.
16+1合作是由中国发起的中国中东欧国家领导人会议中，中国和中东欧16国共同绘制的一份中期规划。这份规划旨在明确2015年至2020年的工作方向和重点，而阿尔巴尼亚是在积极参与规划的同时，希望借此平台对巴尔干地区的发展建设做出自己的贡献。阿尔巴尼亚议长伊利尔梅塔率阿国议会代表团于2016年10月访华期间曾说过，发展同中国的关系是阿尔巴尼亚社会的普遍共识。我相信阿中长期友好合作关系将给两国和两国人民带来切实利益。
As I said, Belt and Road is working as an entire platform, as a big platform first, but it's also being implemented better through intermediary concepts like this 16+1 platform, which is connecting specifically China with our 16 countries of Eastern and Southeastern Europe. So I think China as a main partner of this player, of this great initiative, is understanding the need for some lower level implementing steps and tools and platforms in order to adapt, to adjust to needs, interests and characteristics of specific areas and specific regions. Because every region has his specificities and things to offer. In that regard, I think this is also a kind of suggestion. I would suggest that this Belt and Road initiative should be also involve some mid-sized tools and some more concrete tools to approach different regions, like they are doing with our region, with the 16+1. On the other hand, there is a need for clarifying a little bit the specific mechanisms of implementing. We cannot remain at the level of principle explanation or general explanation or inspiration of aspects of this Belt and Road. We should go a step further now and implement that through mechanisms. And the mechanisms should be better defined, that they are part of this Belt and Road implementing approach. We have sometimes some difficulties or unclarities in properly defining which mechanisms exactly belongs to Belt and Road platform and concept, and which is simply bilateral cooperation and its continuity of our traditional cooperation. Maybe this has not a big importance in terms of effect or end impact, but this has big importance in the context of making people aware about the need to implement such a great big thing such as Belt and Road. Maybe most important thing to everybody, to every country involved, to every group of interests involved with the Belt and Road is adjusting. My key word would be adjusting to, trying to understand better the concept, the platform, and adjust, starting for themselves, for ourselves, do the implementing tools, do the adjusting the legislation, adjusting our way how to involve and to be involved and contribute better for the benefit of our own country and our own people.
地处丝绸之路经济带地中海沿线的阿尔巴尼亚近年来发展平稳，在16+1合作的促进下，中阿两国合作不断加强，步入快速稳定发展的新时期，政治、经贸、人文等各领域合作呈现出蓬勃发展的喜人局面。如今，在中阿双方的共同努力下，一定会切实抓住共建“一带一路”的历史契机，焕发出新的活力，努力打造利益共同体、责任共同体和命运共同体。我们坚信，在中阿双方的共同努力下，在“一带一路”倡议和中国中东欧国家合作指引下， 中阿两国友好合作关系会焕发出新的活力，共同创造出合作共赢、共同发展的新时代。